So good morning to all of our listeners and to our fellow colleagues. My name is Stella. I'm the hotel director of the Danai. And I'm here today to present you our beautiful property in the northern part of Greece on the mainland. We hope that you are already familiar with the Danai as a product. It is one of the first hotels that has ever opened in Halkidiki. So we are a member of the leading hotels and we have been for over 25 years now. Our hotel is a very popular object within the European market generally, and we are also very glad to have many Ukrainian guests of ours or families who keep coming back to us every year. The reason why they come back to us are very simple reasons. First of all, the property is very distinguished and elegant. We have a plethora of rooms and villas available to our guests to choose from. We have a private beach, excellent gastronomy, the biggest wine cellar in Greece, and we have also a lovely, warm family hospitality that we have here, since the Danai is a family-owned and family-run property. So speaking of the owner family, I would like to point to the Danai as the title of our hotel. You may know the Danai under the name Danai Beach Resort and Villas, which it was until 2024, when we have changed to a short, the Danai. So Danai is a female Greek first name, and it is the name of the owner of the hotel. So Mrs. Danai and her family have founded the hotel in 1975, and ever since it's been in the hands of the family, and Mrs. Danai is also the architect of everything that you shall see throughout this presentation. So I'm going to take you now on a small ride to the mainland Greece. I suggest us starting right at the map. So what I would like you to focus on is the area that is around this orange dot that indicates the location of the Danai on the second peninsula of Halkidiki. So what you are definitely familiar with is everything that is below my cursor. So we are speaking of Mykonos, Santorini, Crete, Athens, the tourist destinations that our first-time Greece visitors definitely want to see. However, up in the north, above my cursor, is actually everything that you know from the Greek history, from the Greek mythological books, and of course from the philosophical sides. So all the guests who are interested in discovering amongst the best beaches in the whole country, historical, beautiful sites to visit, and also get a vibe of beautiful nature and little villages that are dotted all around Halkidiki, they should never miss out on our location. So what we could suggest for guests to do if they also want to visit the other destination I've mentioned is flying into Thessaloniki. We have direct flights from most capitals of Europe. So I have listed London and Munich, Zurich, Amsterdam. There are plenty of options to arrive directly at the Thessaloniki airport, SKG, and then it's only a 50-minute ride to arrive in our location at the Danai on the second peninsula. However, from Thessaloniki, from the airport, there are also direct flights to all those destinations that are marked here with a little location button. So this is an excellent starting point, even going on a round trip. Basically, remember that when you want to visit Greece, you could always scan the map from north till south. However, going back to Halkidiki, and let us zoom in a little bit on the beautiful offerings, the first thing that I really want to point out is, please focus again on the little location dot. This is the location of our hotel. Basically, we are right in a bay. So our hotel is completely protected from waves, from winds, because as you can see, we are completely sheltered by the third peninsula, Cassandra. That means in this little bay, the water stays very calm and very warm, even during the shoulder season. So this area is ideal if you want to do beach holidays, even at the beginning or at the very end of the Greek summer season, speaking of May, speaking of June, speaking of end September, or even October. Because the islands might be really windy, but up here, we're not going to have too much wind. So if you're ever looking for a perfect beach holiday during this period, this is where you should look to. So this point on the map. However, apart from the hotel, there are plenty of incredible historic sites that we have on offer. So I have listed a few here. The Vergina excavations next to Thessaloniki is the city of Alexander the Great that they have excavated. It is a site similar to a Pompeii, just in a much smaller version, with incredible wall murals, all the jewelries that they have found from the parents of Alexander the Great, and maybe even him, and also the tombs of his parents. The Mount Athos UNESCO World Heritage is a place to be for everybody who is interested in going on a pilgrimage from the Christian Orthodox side. So you may know Mount Athos because it is the second most important pilgrimage point for all the Orthodox Christians after Jerusalem. So in the picture on the right-hand side, you can see the actual Mount Athos, the mountain that is possible to be hiked. However, Mount Athos as a peninsula is reserved only to gentlemen who have a visa and who are ready to go on a pilgrimage. However, as ladies or families who cannot access the peninsula, we could have a little boat trip or go on a yacht cruise, and we could cruise along the beautiful coastline of Mount Athos, which is probably the even greater experience because you can actually see the panorama of the many Byzantine monasteries, just like in this picture, that sit on the coastline of the whole peninsula. So as we would be cruising down here, we would see incredible monasteries, and at the very tip, we would even be able to see the caves where the eremites are living inside. That is an experience that is unforgettable to your guests. Sithonia has lots to offer. Sithonia is a very green peninsula with beautiful picturesque villages. There are fishing tavernas where the mother and the daughters are in the kitchen and the sons and the fathers are the fishermen. So it is a very family-friendly, very beautiful and unspoiled environment and culture that you will find here. So if you want to dive into authentic Greek experiences, this is definitely the place where you will be able to find images like this. Local honeybee makers, local fishermen, local products, and beautiful little villages where the people live all year round. So that means our guests are able to attend Sunday services, go to farmers markets, and simply explore a regular Greek country life. Finally, we've arrived at the hotel, so I'm very proud to show you our incredible place, the Danai. The Danai has 40,000 square meters of space, so it is a huge area that is completely embedded in a big, green, lush forest. When you're at the Danai, this is where I am right now, basically you have entered into a garden-like environment. You will only hear birds, beautiful smells of the many bougainvilleas and the lavenders and all these incredible flower parts that we have all over the hotel gardens. We have in total only 56 accommodations. So I'm describing this very serene garden environment. And on top of that, it is so private that you will not find masses. So it is a personal, small hotel with 56 accommodations only, of which we have individual villas. I'm cursoring around them from 2 up to 4 bedrooms in total that are located in this private location of the hotel. And then we have individual villa suites. So the suites have different categories. I have all sorts of categories available: interconnected option, 2-bedroom options with pool on the cliffside, with pool in the garden. So there is a plethora of options to choose from. And over here in the green spaces, you will find our very own vineyard. But last but not least, our private beach is, of course, the highlight. It is a private beach because you can actually not access it from the left side or from the right side by foot. So the guests are again sheltered by the cliffs around the little bay where the hotel resides in. So I have already described to you how incredible this hotel is in its lush nature. It has a Garden Eden feel. And you can see right here, this is just the walkway to the breakfast, but you're already walking under a rainforest of flowers that are blooming all around you. And all of this was created by the family that I've described to you at the very beginning. So who we see here in this image is Mr. Kimon. He's the managing director of the hotel, and he is the son of Mrs. Danai and Mr. Otto, her husband, who is also in the picture. They also have 2 daughters, and both of the daughters are also in the family business. All the grandchildren are in the family business. So it is a truly privately run house. We have, on top of the owner family, 170 members of staff for our 56 accommodations. Our private beach, of course, is an absolute highlight. The private beach is of excellent sandy quality, first of all. And second of all, it is lined with sun lounges and with umbrellas that are included. But as you can see in the picture, we also have extra offerings, such as our day beds or our private beach cabanas, where you get an extra dedicated part of the beach to yourself. It comes with a double bed, it comes with a relaxation area, and this is an ideal choice for families or for couples who want to spend the whole day at the beach from a nap time until a beautiful lunch. You are just destined to spend all of your perfect beach holiday dreams right here on this spot. We also have even larger versions for big families. Our Royal Beach Cabana, it's one of a kind. However, why I like this picture is because I want to show you another highlight about our cabanas, which is right behind the cabanas, there are only the cliffs going steep up. So that means whether you rent this cabana or the other cabanas that I've just showed you in the picture before, the beach cabanas are absolute stillness. So behind you, while you are sitting here on your own stretch of the beach, there is no balcony where somebody is speaking on the phone. There is no other room. There is no bar, no music. You only hear the gentle lapping of the waves and nothing else while residing. We are also a big gastronomy connoisseurs. So the images that you see here are from the hotel manager's private cookbook. So he himself loves cooking. So of course, the level of gastronomy is very high, as inspired from the owner family. We have a Greek restaurant directly by the beach with authentic Greek cuisine. Our Andromeda restaurant is where we serve breakfast and also dinners. This has, of course, a beautiful marble terrace overlooking directly the Aegean. And last but not least, we have our Squirrel restaurant. The Squirrel restaurant has the highest awards that are available in Greece, which are 3 FNL stars, and it has been having 3 FNL stars for the last 9 consecutive years. So it has only 5 tables. The guests are needed to reserve a table in advance. However, we can also take care of that through our dedicated concierge service. What we have also added not too long ago is our bakery house. So the bakery house has been a new addition just last year. Basically, when you're walking down to the breakfast, on the left-hand side, you will find our bakery. You're welcome to come inside. There is a small out-of-the-oven collection on display, and you can just grab a bite and have it on your way to the breakfast, which is always towards the blue sea. We have also the biggest wine collection in all of Greece. So we have more than 11,000 bottles of wine in a 140-meter long cellar. So you can just see a small part of it right now. 1,700 etiquettes, many of which are not for sale. They are just part of the collection. And we have 4 sommeliers, one of which is to become a master of wines. The wines are best tasted in this dedicated space. It is called the Noble House. It was also only finished in 2024, so it's fairly new. This whole space was built in the middle of our own vineyard, as you can see here. And this is our event restaurant that we open once per week for all of our guests. However, otherwise, guests are free to choose it for a private dining experience or of course, for a wine tasting. Our seaside bar directly by the beach for aperitif or post-dinner drinks. And of course, I have already told you about the different rooms that we have in our hotel. So we are talking of villas with up to 4 bedrooms, suites of different kinds, family rooms with or without a pool. What I would like to emphasize is that the hotel is summer seasonal, so we are closed during winter time. However, during the winter time, we have one amazing advantage, which is the fact that Mrs. Danai, who is the architect of the whole hotel, is always on site. So that means even now, during this winter, Mrs. Danai is right here, just a few meters away from me, and she is making refurbishments herself. So that means our hotel suites and villas are never outdated. In fact, they are always beautifully restyled on a regular basis. So the oldest room that we currently have in our hotel is not even 5 years old. We have plenty of activities that the guests can do. So it's not only the wine tasting. We love cooking classes. Kids love baking classes. We are a beautiful location for weddings and for other functions, private dinners at the beach with a grand piano, and many activities around the area. One of which is also wellness and fitness. This wellness and fitness temple was built only last year, so 2024. It has only been operating for 6 months until now, which was the last summer season. So everything that you're looking at is brand new, from a salt sauna to a regular sauna. We have hydrotherapy room available. We have experience showers, even with a snow shower, different treatment rooms, an indoor pool, and of course, all of that is crowned by a brand new fitness studio, where even every gymnastic ball is brand new, up to the treadmills, and everything is from the well-known brand Techno Gym. And last but not least, one of the highlights that our guests should be aware of is the fact that the hotel is also the owner of the largest charitable yacht fleet that is available in all of northern Greece. So we have the Bird with 4 cabins and 82 feet San Lorenzo with a fly bridge. And then we have a medium version, which is the Bluebird that has 3 cabins, 60 feet, and also a fly bridge. And of course, we have a smaller, but also available for shorter trips. However, let's focus on the larger yachts because they are the most popular of options, and we have the most flexibility with them in terms of location. So what our guests, of course, like to do is during their stay, go on a day trip around the coast of Sithonia or Mount Athos, as I have initially suggested, to see the panorama of the monasteries. They would be home by the evening. However, guests who are ready to combine a hotel stay with a multi-day yacht experience, they could, after a few days, check out of the hotel, board the yacht along with their suitcases, and go island hopping in this beautiful group of islands, the Sporades Islands, that you may know from the movie Mamma Mia. So there is this incredible church on top of a rock, beautiful little towns. However, the archipelagos of the Sporades Islands is 25 islands. So we're not only speaking of Skiathos, Skopelos, and Alonissos, the main islands, but there are so many more private beaches to discover in this area. So this is an excellent idea for island hopping. It's barely ever windy in this area, so it is an incredible place to go on a yacht and just enjoy the beauty of nature, green shores, and many, many private beaches. And you will just see one catamaran or 2 on the horizon. So the drive from our hotel until down here is approximately 3 hours. However, the starting point doesn't necessarily have to be Danai, because we also pick up guests from Sani Resort, from Iglos Palace, from all the hotels in Halkidiki. Do we regularly pick up guests to go on this incredible Mamma Mia tour or to go on day cruises around Halkidiki. So last but not least, I'm also very pleased to inform you that we're opening a brand new kids club this year for the upcoming season 2025. We have had a kids club before, but now it's going to be rebuilt with an excellent facility. We have lots of experts. We have architects who are all consulted in making the most memorable space that you will have heard of in a long time. It's a very creative concept, every day to be an adventure day sort of atmosphere that the kids are going to discover there. So the kids club will also be accompanied by a baby creche. So we didn't have a baby daycare since COVID, because during COVID, I think you all remember the traumatizingly strict rules that were applied to the baby creche. This is why we had closed it, but now it's going to reopen in a beautiful, clean, and freshly built baby creche at the Danai. So we are very much looking forward to having more and more families and keeping also the little guests very entertained from this year onwards. And I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. The Danai, again, is a family-owned business. We are very, very personal in our guest care. So every guest who arrives to us, the more information you can share with us, any wishes he may have, we are more than happy to listen to you, to try to make also you look very good in front of your guest. We are all here as experienced professionals. Our F&B manager has been here a decade. Our reservations manager, Savrula, has been here for over 20 years. I've only been here for 11 years, but as you will find, we know how to talk to your guests, and we will do everything in our power to make them as happy as possible. So I thank you for your loyalty. I thank you for your attention. And I thank you in advance for always keeping the Danai in mind on behalf of the hotel, on behalf of our staff, and of course, on behalf of the family who are the owners of the Danai. We are looking forward to welcome your guests. Thank you so much.